Hello guys, today we're gonna do your weekly prediction. So this is going to be one message, usually one message from keeper and one message for table. So let's just start it then. Okay, for Capricorn, what they can expect from next week, what's coming up for them for next week, what they need to know for the sign of Capricorn. Oops, this one to come out. Put it back first. The card that want to come out is about the cheater, liar, cop, fake person. So let's see if that's coming out again. Capricorn, what's going to happen for them next week? What's going to happen for them? A breakup. Expect a breakup. Yeah, a breakup, and you pull out a marriage reverse with the privilege card. So definitely a breakup. Breakup coming for the one that feel like the connection is not there anymore. You're gonna decide to just be single. Okay. Since that's quite short. Okay. Next week. I don't really like to give this, but it come up. Next week, unexpectedly, you're going to get sick. I don't think it's something serious. It's probably like flu kind of sickness. So expect that, because it's come up with the imprisonment reverse. That's why I feel it's that you're gonna get sick, but that's all. It's not something that is serious, like life-threatening kind of thing. So yeah, unexpectedly you're going to get sick. You're not expecting this. I mean, who expect that, right? But it's like you're thinking that you are quite healthy, then you think in your mind like, oh, I'm not gonna get sick or anything. So next week, take it easy. Make sure you get proper rest. Don't go out too much, drinking, all these things. So take a proper rest, take a proper meal. So yeah, that's coming up for you guys. Let's go to your table portion. For Capricorn next week, what they can expect. For Capricorn next week, what they can expect. For Capricorn next week, what they can expect coming towards them. What you guys can expect. Let's see. Like that card. Ooh. Okay. Next week, you'll feel that even though you're putting a lot of energy into your work, it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's not coming. It's going to come because you got a 3 of Wands here. But you will kind of feel like, how come it takes so long for you to manifest whatever that work, money situation that you want? Even though you feel like, your work, you take extra hours, things like that. It's coming. But yeah, be aware that next week you're gonna feel like that. But yes, it's going to come. You're also gonna get some sort of ending. You're gonna cut someone off. Yeah, I feel like that's related to that keeper part. For the one that in like bad connection, you're gonna cut them off. You're finally going to end it. You will feel bitter initially, and I'm seeing some of you may take it to other people like that you explode kind of like bitchiness, but that's not for long. Shortly you're gonna like get over it. You're gonna be back on your positive side again. Okay, one more, since we are quite still have time. Why is this? Okay, next week, expect the energy of you just want to stay back home. I feel like because you're also busy with your work, that's why you're gonna want to stay back home. I see also a lot of you, even though like you're planning, I want to get out, then after like when the time is like, let's say you want to get out at 6:30 or 7 p.m, and when the time around 7, right, it's kind of like, do I want to do this? Then you kind of like stay back home. Also next week, you're gonna be like not messaging people. I'm not sure why. Again, probably because of the work card. You got the work card again here. You got this and the King of Pentacles reverse. That means it's kind of like workaholic kind of vibe. Yeah, so expect next week is kind of like you're not engaging with anyone socially, like very less kind of thing. Okay, let's move on. Aquarius then. Okay, for my fellow Aquarius, what they can expect next week. For my fellow Aquarius, what they can expect next week. Anything they need to know for them. Okay, one more. Oh, you also got the courtship reverse. Oh, yours is okay. Next week, for the one that actually going out with someone, next week you'll feel like it's not there anymore. It's like the romance is not there anymore, and it tells me that it won't get better. It's basically kind of unavailable. Like you cannot, bring the fire back kind of feeling, because you got the courtship reverse with the bad health. That means the situation is kind of like cannot get better. So yeah, so this talking for Aquarius that seeing someone or casually go out with them, where the romance is kind of like fizzle down, going down, the feeling doesn't intensify. It tells based on this reading that it won't become better. So yeah, just be aware of that. For next week, for the one that actually in where you had kind of like what do you call I don't know what it's called, like if you're dealing with your family where there is kind of like you're not in healthy family situation, like you have problem with your sisters, brothers, or maybe even your parents. So there's a thought of that for next week, that you want to repair that connection. It tells me that it's gonna be successful, so go for it. If you're thinking like you wanna repair your connection with your parents or your brothers, things like that, cousins, or basically family things, go for it. It's gonna be successful. Let's go to your table. Okay, table for Aquarius, my fellow Aquarius, what they need to know. What they need to know for next week. What's coming up for them next week only. Next week only, please. Okay. Oops. Connection that in and out in your life, you're gonna cut it off. Not that you're gonna cut it off, it's going to end. So I'm not sure who's going to end this. It's also talking about connection. Be careful about your feelings next week. I'm not sure if this related to the person that in and out your life, that there will be an ending. It tells me that you're gonna become very moody next week, and also you kind of like cannot walk away from that particular. It can be on the same person or it can be on other person. It tells me that you cannot walk away emotionally from someone next week. What is this? You also pull the bitchy card. Yeah, you next week is like you kind of like your emotion is kind of like in not so good situation. You kind of bitter or bitchy toward people. Some of you may take it out to the people that doesn't deserve it, so be careful about that. Also next week, I'm seeing that you don't really care about, I'm not sure why. Is it because your mood is not stable next week? Your feeling is not stable. It's kind of like you don't really care about your looks. So yeah, you don't really care about your looks. Your health is kind of like you even eating kind of like junk food. So yeah, be careful of that. Don't fall into that kind of energy. Last message. unexpected travel. It tells me that for some of you next week kind of like unplanned travel, like very spontaneous travel going to happen. For some of you, no, obviously not all, for all of you. Oh yeah, that's it. Let's go to Pisces. Okay, what Pisces need to know next week? What's coming up for Pisces next week? Sign of Pisces, what's coming up for them? What's coming up for Pisces? A cheater alive gonna get caught. Huh. Wait. Okay. It's probably not gonna get caught. Ignore that. So basically still the same sense, like a cheat. No, I wouldn't say a cheater. A person that lied to you about their emotion, they're probably gonna confess next week, and you're gonna have a relationship with them. So definitely take this only when you know that you're dealing with someone that tried to hide their emotion towards you. For some of you, even they kind of like play the friend zone card with you, but it's not. So expect that next person, they may spontaneously kind of confess. Then you're gonna get into relationship with them. I'm not sure who's gonna ask who's, but yeah, that's basically the storyline. The next message is next week you're gonna be working nicely. No worries about your work situation. If you feel like whatever you're doing in the work that people are going to scrutinize or people are going to create a problem, so I'm not sure what kind of situation is this. Maybe example, like you're preparing for a presentation, like maybe your boss or whoever in your company gonna be like busybody about it, tells you things about this presentation not good, all this nonsense, right? I feel like next week that's not gonna happen. So if you worry about it, don't worry about it. Basically next week your work is smooth sailing. Okay, let's go table portion. So for Pisces, what they need to know next week, what's coming up for them next week. What's coming up for Pisces next week, please? Only for next week. Try to limit that to next week only, please, for Pisces. Oh, that's come up. You're going to it's kind of like you not waiting, like you try to think whether you should talk to this person or not, and in what way you're going to talk towards them. So I feel like, give me clarification for this storyline. It's a connection that it cannot end, like you cannot fully walk away. So you'll be thinking about reaching out to them, but you kind of like stuck on the way how you want to reach out to them, whether you want to reach out to them very friendly or like very to the point. So I'm not sure what the context is of this connection. It can be friendship, it can be romantic. So just be aware that next week you have this energy that you are considering to contact them back. For the one that in the connection that is not yet close, then I'm seeing that you're thinking, or should I be a bit flirty, or should I be friendly, or should I just straight to the point kind of thing. Yeah. It can be related with that, but I'm seeing that you are going to message someone in very friendly manner. It's basically you want to avoid drama with this person. So I feel like probably it's not romantic. It can be family things. So yeah, just yeah, I'm not sure, take it how it apply in your life. Everyone got different situation, but yeah. For the one that actually like wanting to meet the right person, it tells me that next week is not the I know it's just like next week, right? The time is not right from next week to initiate any flirtatious communication. And for you guys that thinking of getting back with your past person, next week also the time is not right if you want to initiate a flirtatious communication. Yeah, that's what tells me. Aries then. Alright, let's go with Aries. What Aries need to know next week? A lot of message related to messaging. I feel like a lot of signs. I mean, we only had 4-5 signs now, but at least the message card keep coming back. Okay, for Aries next week, what they need to expect, what they can expect, or what they need to know. Be careful about someone in your environment, kind of like neighborhood. They're going to make an attempt to get money from you. I'm not sure what's the context of this. This person may come up as telling you that they are kind of like big shot. They're not a scammer, but you know the sense that the person that can, a very charming kind of feeling, they can just get whatever they want from you. So be careful about that. It's especially around your neighborhood, or yeah, I feel like around your neighborhood kind of thing. So yeah, be careful about that because you got the great fortune reverse. Just the moment I say I don't really, kind of like not sure whether it's a scammer, it come up with this. So yeah, be careful about that. These people may come, or they may tell you that they come from your neighborhood. So they may not come from your neighborhood, they may come. So yeah, be aware of that. They will try to get your money, like donation or whatever it is the case. So be careful about that. Ooh, okay. You got the lovers coming towards you. A mature man or a woman. I mean, basically, but let's take it like they're mature. You got the good connection coming towards you, and you don't need to worry about this person, they're single. So I feel like, not sure why this come up, like emphasize that this person is single. So maybe in the past you keep attracting the one that in connection, putting you into third party love triangle things. So yeah, you're gonna have the chance is there. So if you don't go out, meet people, or you connecting with people, obviously you cannot meet this person, but the energy is there for you next week to meet a new person. The criteria is giving me they are mature, so expect some sort of maturity on them. They're not like young kind of thing, and they are singles. So yeah, if you meet this person, this can be someone that is long term for you. Okay, let's go to your table portion. Sign of Aries, what they can expect next week. Oops, that's drop off. Let me just take it. I think it's dropping something, the cup. I haven't seen it. Okay, you're gonna drop something next week. Why this you are dropping? Person that wanting a second chance. You're gonna drop that idea. And not that. Okay, I got two messages. For the one that know that someone wanting a second chance, you're gonna drop them next week. So they may attempt a second chance, but you kind of like, I don't want that, because you feel like there is something missing on yourself. So you kind of like want to go inside to find what is missing first. You know that you cannot get this from a relationship for whatever reason. Next week you're gonna have that realization. And the next message for the one that doesn't have anyone that wanting to a second chance, Basically, next week you're gonna drop the idea of okay, you're gonna, how to say, it's like you want to drop the idea of this happily ever after kind of feeling for the time being. Like you kind of like don't believe that going to happen towards you. So I'm not sure whether this is a good thing or it's a bad thing at this moment, so I'm just gonna read it, the storyline. So it's kind of like I kind of like the idea of happily ever after. You kind of like I don't believe on that for time being. So that kind of feeling is there, which is, I'm not sure whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe that's needed for you to take a next step in your life. You're gonna get over, for the one that experienced a heartbreak, next week you're gonna get over that, but you're gonna close off emotionally. Maybe that's your way to get over that heartbreak. Wow, you got a lot of dropping things. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, that's the one message. The one that in the heartbreak, you're gonna like get over it, but you're gonna close off emotionally. Wow, next week you're going to some sort of cold period, I feel. Next week you're gonna drop people that actually like you don't feel connected emotionally with them. Like you feel like there's a distance of emotion between you and them. You're gonna drop them. You're basically not going to entertain them. And the next message, you're gonna drop the one that makes you waiting. Like they keep telling you, they keep stringing you. Next week you're gonna drop them also. Wow, you're going to some sort of cold period next week. You're gonna be dropping people left and right, or situation left and right. Okay, let's go Taurus. For Taurus next week, what they can expect. For Taurus next week, what they can expect. Next week, what's coming up for Taurus? Oh, that's coming up. Main person. So I'm not sure what this main person about. Let's figure it out. What's this main person about? Wow, why this fourth person keep coming up? But for you it's reverse. So something about they confessing, or they're gonna get caught. And for you, it's picking up from someone from family. So if you're dealing with family members that actually kind of like lie a lot, maybe even for some of you that try to cheat people money, things like that, try to borrow money but never pay, things kind of that. Either next week they're gonna come clean, or I mean it's family, how you gonna get caught, right? So probably they're gonna come clean. I feel like they can't going to come clean towards you, because they kind of see you as the main, like you're kind of like the head of a family. So take it how it resonates, but basically this person sees you as someone important in this family. That's a weird one. Okay, next one. Again, got a thief. What's wrong with next week? Like people just want to scam people. Be careful if someone it come as a mature person. Again, be careful if there is this mature person coming towards you. They come out as a thief. They're probably going to want to get something from you. One more. I'm not sure what they're trying to get. One more for this. Money. They're going to get your money. They're going to take your money. They try to scam you. So be careful about, they come up as a mature person. Any other identification of this person? Mature is pretty much general. Oh, they come up as a mature person, and they will kind of like tell that they're having a hard time at their work situation, basically things like that. For some of you, they even tell you that they're going to take unpaid break kind of thing, so that's why they need the money, all this nonsense thing. So be careful about this. This tells me that you're not gonna get your money back. The result will be unfavorable for you. Wow, next week got a lot of sign. Also got this false person thing. Table, what do you want to tell Taurus that next week? What Taurus can expect next week? What Taurus can expect next week? What Taurus can expect next week? Okay. Ending of a work situation that is unbalanced. That's the first message. It can be a connection, but since come up with the wand and a pentacle energy, I'm interpreted first as a work situation. So for you guys that keep giving to a work situation but it never gives you back, right? You work overtime, you don't get anything, you don't get overtime pay, or your salary never increase, all this nonsense, right? You're going to end that situation. And for you guys that never get that promotion, they keep passing you by for promotion, you're also going to end that. Yeah, I think this is more like work pentacle energy. So expect an ending. Like you're the one that end that situation. It's not like they're going to cut you off. So I'm seeing that you're the one that going to end this. I'm not sure whether you got the new job or not, or you just want to take a break. So what's next? Close off emotionally. Close off. Huh. That's an odd one. Oh. Okay. Be careful for next week. You may meet this person where they're kind of a playerish. They don't open up emotionally. They may even express that they want a relationship, but their intention just to bring drama. It's kind of like the person that has got nothing in their life, so they kind of like try to spice things up with all this nonsense. So be careful about this. So I'm not sure who's one to commit. It can be them, can be yours, but I'm thinking like they may express that they want a relationship, but then it kind of falls flat because they kind of playerish vibe. They're giving a player vibe. So it tells me that they're going to bring a lot of drama inside you to your life. So be careful about that. Any other thing? Next week. You'll be like, oh, next week. That's an odd one. Next week you're gonna be stop talking to couple of people, right? Where the situation you feel like it's not long term, it's not stable. You're gonna like stop talking to them. Basically, you try to clear their energy from your life, but then you kind of like after that you kind of giving a second thought, like, am I being too harsh, kind of thing. So yeah. It doesn't tell me whether you are doing it right or you're doing it wrong, but it just tells me that energy is there for next week. So expect that you're gonna be stop talking with people. Then after that, you're gonna like having this doubtful moment that am I being too harsh with people? That kind of thing. All right, Gemini, Two-Face. For Gemini, what they can expect next week? Gemini, what they can expect next week? What's coming up into their life next week? Yeah, I hope there is no like this thief or this false person come back again. Okay, for Gemini next week, what they can expect? Ooh, that's a good combination. Wow, what is this about? Oh, next week you have a chance to meet someone. They come up as someone is mature, around your age or even older. This person is the one that the type that is very committal. So they're not the type that I'm going to explore my option, or I have you and I have other two people. So no, you will get to know them that they're actually very committal. So when they want you, they're going to only want you. Obviously you need time to build the emotion, right, the relationship, but yeah, that's kind of person. They come up as a mature, so around your age, or even disregard the age, you kind of feel that the maturity is there, so it doesn't matter what age they are. They come up as a lover, so that can be a long-term one. Ah, man. Haha. This false person keep coming back. I'm not sure why, but yours also reverse. For you guys that looking to move next week, be careful when you're dealing with your agent, because they may try to trick you, and in the end you need to pay some extra money nonsense. And generally next week, be careful about your spending. For you, the fourth person attached to a moving or take it when if you want to sell your house, make sure you fed them properly. Taylor, what do you want to tell Gemini next week? What's coming for Gemini next week? You also will be dropping something. What they are dropping? You'll be dropping a connection that is you already felt disconnected from them. Two of Cups reverse. So once in the past you think that they're your soulmate, but now you kind of like have this realization, maybe they're not. So you're kind of like going to drop them from your life. Like, I'm seeing that you're gonna still like talk to them, but in the like you don't have any emotion kind of feeling. What's next week? You're gonna have a change of mind. You're gonna take it easy next week. So if you're dealing with someone, I know it's going to contradict a bit with the Keeper part, but I'm seeing that you're dealing with someone that like they're going to express things, oh, I don't want a relationship at this moment kind of feeling. But you don't take it stress, you kind of like take it as chill about it. Like you're gonna still deal with them, but you kind of like, oh, if you don't want to put emotion in it, then I'm not going to put emotion also. That kind of attitude next week. Be careful about this. This come up reverse. Be careful about your emotion next week also. Not sure why. I'm feeling that this emotion tie with your finance situation next week. I'm not sure what's going to happen with your finance next week. Maybe if you're doing investment, your investment will be kind of volatile. That's kind of like annoys you kind of feeling. So yeah. Last message. What's this? You'll be in your head about a situation it can be a person from the past where the connection is unstable. I'm not sure why you keep coming back to this energy for this person, but I'm seeing you're kind of like being stalkerish with this person, kind of checking their social media, Instagram kind of thing. But something going to happen around late spring. What's going to happen? Okay, so if you keep coming back or you keep thinking about a person where the connection is unstable, it's not stable, right? And where you are kind of like stalking them to nowadays you can stalk anyone from anything, right? Social media, whatever thing, you can even consider that as a stalking. So around summertime you gotta stop talking to them. So I feel like you are now still kind of talking with them, but not very kind of on and off talking with them. Around summertime you're gonna kind of like stop talking to them. So I'm not sure what's going to happen around summertime, and not summertime, end of spring. So yeah, maybe for some of you around summertime. I'm accidentally saying that. So yeah, so be aware about it. So if you're stalking someone, I'm seeing that's gonna stop by end of spring, summertime kind of feeling. Cancer. What does Cancer need to know next week? What's coming towards their life for the sign of Cancer next week? What is coming for Cancer next week? Why is this? This is very odd message. You got two messages. If you're expecting a gift from someone, they're not going to give you because they're acting up immature, childish, so I'm not sure what this talking about. The next one, if you guys expecting either some sort of like financial change around your life, or even there's a two message. So even if you're thinking of buying in the past, maybe you're thinking about buying something expensive, I'm seeing you're not going through that. You're gonna like, because it's coming out with the coffin, so that's idea going to end. And for the one that expecting a change, in some sort of change around your finance, I feel like that's going to end also. So I'm not sure what kind of situation is this. Maybe you're expecting a raise, but they're gonna tell you that they don't have the money to give you a raise. You're gonna receive a message about a concern. Message of concern, basically. Okay, this one for the one that's having a child. You're gonna receive a message of concern. I'm not sure from who, but that they're going to tell that your child doesn't meet their expectation. I'm not sure. Maybe it's kind of like, you know, admission for schools kind of things. Okay, let's go to your table. At least you don't have the thief of the false person card, so yeah. Okay, what do you want to tell Cancer for next week? What's coming up for them next week, please? Focusing on your money. You'll be focusing on your money. You'll have some sort of confidence. But why your emotion is not stable next week? This one I don't understand. I'm seeing you're busy working. One thing is, don't fall a trap of being a workaholic, because that kind of become a trap for people, right? And next thing, I'm seeing you're very passionate doing your work. You have some sort of confidence, even confidence with your looks. But your emotion is kind of like not stable next week. I'm not sure why. So take it easy next week for emotional stuff, because you got the Temperance reverse here. What's next? For you guys that feels that you don't have the courage to walk away from something, I'm not sure what situation is this, but you're already taking a distance from that situation. So take it how I'm going to put it very general. I'm not going to like whether it's emotion or work stuff, so take it very general. If you guys been dealing with a situation where you kind of like have this fear of walking away, but you're already putting on yourself some distance with that situation, around summertime you're gonna walk away. You're gonna be like the energy I'm getting is like, fuck it, I'm just gonna walk away. I don't care what's going to happen kind of feeling. So I'm not sure what kind of situation is this, but just basically that's the energy of it. Okay. Wow, next week you're having a really tough moment, emotionally sad. Next week, for the one that actually dealing with someone that is not, I feel like this related to previous message. So if you've been dealing with someone in the past, you think that this person is your person, but now you kind of like starting to feel disconnected with them. Yeah, that connection is gonna be still there. It's not going to end yet. So yeah, it's gonna be still there. So I feel like this talking about that situation where around summertime you'll be able to walk away fully. Also expect quite number of success around in your work. So expect that going to happen for you next week. Yeah, a success in your work. Yeah, I feel like that's called, yeah. Expect that. So if you're doing couple of projects, expect that project turn out well for you next week. Okay, let's move on to Leo. 41. Let's put 41 for Leo. For the sign of Leo, what they need to know next week, what's coming up into their life next week. For the sign of Leo, what's coming up for them next week. The thief again, seriously. Be careful about someone that try to get your job. I'm seeing they try to do whatever it takes to get you like either demoted or kick out because they want your job kind of thing. So be careful about that. Don't fall into that trap. Wow, next week is tough for a lot of signs because you got this thief coming up. Also, a lot of you guys that in connection, in relationship, even I would say you feel like next week your relationship is actually taking a lot of time. Like it's kind of feeling like your relationship needs more attention than your other aspect of your life next week. So you kind of feel like you're unbalanced. The feeling like you need time for yourself kind of feeling next week. Okay. Oh, also the one that with family issues, right? Next week the situation gonna get worse. There will be a lot of concern basically around your family issues. So obviously if you don't have a family issue where your family are very cooperative, very loving, obviously this doesn't apply. For the one that having family issue, next week the situation gonna get a bit worse than usual. There will be a lot of concern around that situation. Oh, tough week. Tarot, what do you want to tell? What you're reading now, Leo, right? Yeah. What do you want to tell Leo next week? For the sign of Leo, what do you want to tell them next week? What they can expect next week? Okay. Drama. The time is not right. Next week you're gonna have a lot of attention. Talking about emotional stuff, so you're gonna have a lot of attention if you go out. So whichever gender you are interested, basically you're gonna get a lot of attention from that. But it's not the time yet for you to find the right one, it tells me. So yeah, just take it easy, take it fun. It tells me that not the time yet for you to meet the right one. What's their challenge of meeting up the right one? Why is not the time yet? There is something you are not seeing. What is this talking about? Okay, makes sense. That's why I'm a bit confused. Okay, now makes sense. There's something you are not seeing because deep down, it tells me that deep down at this moment, even when you talking with someone, you're not the one that able to have this kind of like emotional communication with your person. So it's like you are kind of closed off emotionally, and you are also want to be single at this time. Nine of Cups upright. That's what you're not seeing. So I feel like if a lot of you guys feel that relationship can help you for whatever feeling or whatever situation you're having at this moment. It's not, you need to be like happy with yourself first, then I feel like that's when you meet your person. What's the next thing they need to know? If in the past you want to commit with someone, or you want to have a relationship with someone, but it never coming to fruition, right? But you still kind of like cannot walk away from that person. Next week you'll be able to walk away. There will be an ending, so I'm not sure you'll be able to walk away fully yet or not, but there will be like ending. You're going to get to know that it's ended next week. It's going to end next week. Your money is doing great, but you stress out about your money though. You're like, okay, you are walking toward a financial stability, but for some reason you are not confident about it. You keep doubting that, oh, I'm not gonna achieve that. So expect that energy come into your life next week. Like you keep doubting whether whatever you're doing to make money is going to be successful or not. The answer is yes. You're actually walking toward 10 of Pentacles, like great abundance basically. So yeah, so it's like you need to tone down that self-doubt, be more confident with your own self. Okay, let's move on. Let's put 4640. Virgo, for the sign of Virgo, what they need to know next week, what they can expect next week coming into their life. What they need to know, what they can expect next week. Things that coming into their life. Sign of Virgo. Again, this time Thief reverse, Lovers reverse. So I feel this talking about the connection where you feel scammed by this person. I feel like more like your time, your affection, your energy. You feel scammed by this person, and you're going to have a like an ending or a disconnect from this person. For the one that thinking of selling or moving, right, I'm seeing next week you're not gonna like stress about it. You're basically just gonna go with the flow. You're not going to stress about it. Like in the past, you're probably quite picky, like, oh, I want to move to a better house, or obviously who doesn't want that, right? Like you even like being picky about everything, like, oh, the neighbor need to be like this, or surrounding need to be like this. They should have a garden or something like the community park, something like that. I'm seeing that next week you're not going to stress about it. You just kind of like go with the flow. Last message. This family. For the Virgo that actually doing well, like financially, you kind of like middle class to upper class kind of feeling. Be careful around your family. There is someone trying to get your money. So yeah, just that's they try to like mooch off from you, that kind of feeling. So be careful about that. So if you doing well, don't try to like show it off. Just take it easy. Just be humble with people, because you never know who's one to try to mooch off from you. So Theo, what do you want to tell Virgo next week? And for that one, the one that mooching off, they may even not just about money, it's about your connection. So if you're well connected, they may try to use you to use your connection for whatever they want. So be careful about that. And it's talking about family specifically, or people that you consider a family. It can be a friend that you already consider as your family. Okay, oof, what is this? Why so many cards drop? Okay, Virgo next week, what they can see, what they can expect next week coming. Are you going to release toxicity? You're going to give up on... Wait, what is this? Okay, scratch that. Basically, for you guys that going to release some addiction of some toxic traits, you're gonna fall back into that toxic traits again. So basically, it tells me that you're going to give up on giving up that. So basically, you're gonna fall back into that pitfall. Try your best not to fall back into that pitfall. Yeah, try your best not to fall back, because that next week the energy will try to tempt you back to that pitfall. What's next? Second chance. A person that you already get over but you cannot walk away. A person that you already get over, basically you don't have an emotion but you haven't fully walked away, or you cannot walk away yet for whatever reason. Why you cannot walk away? The reason that you cannot walk away, you still hold something towards them. When I ask what you want to, why you cannot walk away, you kind of like want to play their game back towards them. Seven of Swords, the Magician reverse. Magician reverse is a manipulator, right? So you kind of like want to play their own game. You feel like they manipulate you in the past. They play a lot of games with you. So you kind of like want to give them the taste of their own medicine. So yeah, a second chance is happening next week. At least the thought of giving a second chance. So yeah, it's really up to you. If you want, if you have the energy and time to entertain this, is really up to you. For me, it's kind of like waste of energy. Next thing. Yeah, it's just clarifying that situation. That person has shown some distance in their emotion. The connection never fully mature kind of feeling. Yeah, just keep giving this. You're gonna have a second chance, but yeah, you're already over that person. So I'm seeing that you don't have any emotion with them. You also don't see them in the negative light, but you kind of still want to play that game. Basically, I'm not sure whether that's supposed to happen, so you can teach them a lesson. So yeah, so I'm seeing that. Let's go to Libra. Okay, Libra next week. What do you need to know? What's coming up for Libra next week? 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 A breakup. A lot of signs got breakup, but it's basically it doesn't even hold anything towards you. It's like the energy, like, oh yeah, it's a breakup, so it's going to happen. Okay, that's fine. So kind of like you're not stressed about it. Seriously, this keep coming back. Not sure why next week is this keep coming back. So either like you get to know the real them, that's why you're having this breakup. I feel like that. Or for some of you, you already suspect the real them, like the truth about them, but you just still kind of waiting to see how it goes. So yeah, expect that and a breakup going to happen. You're going to next week, for the one that actually looking for a house or going to move, basically rent. You're gonna like move to a place that is more expensive, that going to make a dent into your bank account. But you kind of like that place because that gives you a sense of an upgrade that you always want. Like, you know, the type that, oh, now I have the money, why I cannot splurge a bit. So I wouldn't say anything about it. Just make sure that you don't make unnecessary risks into your finance. Everyone deserves their own like, everyone have their own perception of happiness, right? If for you that place bring happiness, go for it, but just make sure don't put too much strain into your finance. What is this? You're also going to give a person where that's also going to, it's kind of like expensive because it comes with sudden wealth, and you expect that either people around you or that person going to express some concern by saying, oh, you shouldn't buy these expensive things for me, kind of feeling. But especially that person is not expressing that, then I'm seeing you kind of concerned, like, am I doing the right thing after that? So be careful about that. Don't buy or don't try to impress people with gifts kind of feeling. Yeah, now I'm seeing, yeah, you have some concern after that, because that person actually don't express any concern. So you kind of like question their genuine. Yeah, basically you kind of concern whether this person is genuine or not. Okay, Libra, for Tarot, what they need to know next week. What is this? You're gonna reach out back to someone because you feel like you're gonna reach out to someone where you feel like you are have some sort of, I wouldn't say an apology, like you feel like you need to make things right with this person. But I'm seeing after you reach out, you have a conversation, you're gonna give up in this connection because you feel like you cannot get through to this person. So this is a bit weird message, but basically I'm just going to read it. So you're gonna feel the urge of reaching out to someone because you want to make things right next week. But after you try to make that attempt, you're gonna give up on this person because you feel like whatever you do is not gonna reach them. Like emotionally kind of feeling you are unable to get to them. You're gonna be closed off after that. What secret coming out from someone? Yeah, you're gonna be closed off emotionally and very guarded. I'm not sure whether because of this person or generally next week you're gonna feel that energy. There is some sort of secret going to come out around summertime where this will make you feel hopeful again. That's the only thing it gives me. I tried to ask what's the secret about. It's just giving me a time frame. Or maybe from this reading you're supposed to get to know this secret that around summertime you're gonna be hopeful, or whatever you wish around summertime you're gonna get it. Last message. Yeah, you're gonna stop talking to this person, to that person. Yeah, I don't feel this going to happen next week, but after that, after some period of time, you're gonna be back to your old self where you're gonna take chances. You're gonna be taking chances more with people. Also, expect, I don't think this also next week, but expect soon you're gonna drawing more attention from people. So yeah, and for some of these people you're gonna have like sexual encounter kind of feeling, Ace of Wands kind of, because I'm pulling Ace of Wands from that. So but I don't feel that's next week. No, next week it's more like you're going to close off after that communication with that person. Scorpio. So keeper, what Scorpio need to know next week? What Scorpio need to know next week? What Scorpio need to know next week? Sign of Scorpio. Sign of Scorpio. A breakup again. Oh my god. Marriage reverse. Yeah, for you expect, for the one that not in good connection relationship, expect a breakup, and some of you guys need to go through some sort of paperwork. And the one that felt like Scorpio, that feel or felt that your person need to apologize towards you, you're not going to receive that apology. Basically you're waiting in vain for that. Ending of a commitment. Yeah, oh man, wow, this is a tough week for you. So the next message is you're gonna have an ending on your commitment, basically similar with the marriage reverse. It's just double confirming. Be careful about your finance. You got this. Why this coming up for them? For the one that's expecting a promotion is not there. That's why I asked why that, because official person waivers. Yeah, because you're not getting the promotion or the raise that you want or you expect. So be careful not to spend the money that you don't have yet. About your work, that message is about your work. There's a concern around your work. There's a concern around your work. Basically, probably it's like either your colleague or your boss sees or feel that you're not passionate anymore about your work, so they kind of like question that whether you're still serious about this work. Okay, let's go to your table. Scorpio. What Scorpio need to know next week? Tough week, I feel like. Just from Keeper, it's kind of like the one in relationship is tough week. Money also. Be careful about your finance. Okay, Tarot. Scorpio. For Scorpio, what they need to know next week? Oh, you're gonna have a new beginning. Oh, a successful new beginning. I like that. Okay, I feel like this different. What's this new beginning? Clarify the Ace Pentacle for me. Just giving me, you're gonna have a new beginning. I'm not sure what's the context of this new beginning, but it just keep giving me with this great success, great attention, and this. So basically, it just keep telling me you're gonna have a successful new beginning. So if you take it very generally, like if you are having a new beginning in the first in the emotional side, so that's a hint for you next week. If you have a new beginning, right, basically on the emotional side connection, that can be a long-term one. Next one is like take it from your work or school's perspective. If you start doing new project or interview for a new job, that's gonna be successful. That's what I don't like. I'm talking about our emotional connection. Okay, if you're dealing with someone that you feel like they are backing away from you or they're being uncooperative with you, take it as a missed opportunity. Take it as missed opportunity. See things logically. If you see that a red flag, accept it. Don't try to think, oh, maybe this person busy or whatever nonsense. Take it as what it is. See it as clear as possible. Basically, you need to see this connection with a clarity of your mind. If your person doesn't make any attempt or don't give you any energy, right, take it as a missed opportunity. Basically, that's all. Walk away. You also pull the Temperance reverse, so be careful about your emotion next week. Be careful about your emotion next week. I'm seeing also you close off from a lot of emotional stuff. Remember that work things that your boss from Keeper, right, your boss or your colleague going to express a concern because they feel disconnected. Also because you are expect the energy of next week around your work, right? You kind of like become lazy, so don't fall into that trap. So basically, I'm already giving you a cheat code. If you fall into this trap, like you're being lazy or people can sense that you're not passionate, that will create a question mark around them. So just make sure you're not being lazy, that it will affect your money flow. I'm not sure whether this laziness stem out from your emotional. So if you're dealing with something emotional where you tend to kind of like romanticize the thing, maybe it's time for you to see it for what it's worth. If people doesn't give you energy, that's it, move on. So yeah, okay, Sagittarius, last sign for today. For the sign of Sagittarius, what's coming up for them next week? What's coming up for Sagittarius next week? What's coming up for Sagittarius next week? What's coming up for Sagittarius next week, please? A decision about what? Doesn't tells me. Basically, you're gonna be thinking about decision that you need to make, but for some reason you're not doing it because you kind of like doesn't want to have this responsibility. You feel it's not like your responsibility to make this decision. It doesn't tell me what it's about, so I'm just gonna move on. I cannot force it. What's next thing they need to know? Why you got a lot of like you expect that you expect like a person that is either your boss, basically someone that is more higher rank than you. You expect that this person to basically be cooperative with you next week. I'm not sure why it is coming up. Okay, so if you've been dealing with a person in higher rank, I feel like this works. So it's about your boss or even a colleague that in the past maybe they keep expressing some sort of concern, so you kind of expect that going to happen next week. Next week that's not going to happen. Basically it tells me that your relationship is not romantic. Basically like your work relationship with them is gonna get better, so that kind of like the trust is going to be built there. So yeah, wow, your message is a bit convoluted. What else? Let me pull up more message for you, because the first one kind of like doesn't make sense. You're basically stalling about making a decision, that's all. Please come again. Oh man, again be careful about this. If you're experiencing, basically next week, don't like, if you see a person try to get something from you money wise, connection wise, be careful about it. I'm seeing that it's gonna be get returned towards you, but if they, let's say they scam you money, this gonna get returned towards you, but I'm seeing you're going to stress over it. So for me it's unnecessary energy to be wasted, because you can avoid this. So if anyone try to get something from you next week, avoid them. Okay, you got this. You also fooled them. Initial message is quite good, then you come up with the false person. Damn, I hate that. Okay, you're gonna meet someone that want to date you, ask you out. I feel like you're gonna meet them around your vicinity, like locally. This person might try to trick you that they appear as more mature, more elegant, but no, they are actually childish. So it's not necessarily something bad, this false person, but it's more like they try to paint a picture towards you that they are this mature person, but deep down they're not. So yeah, it's really up to you. But yeah, this person actually serious about dating with you, but maybe their maturity level is not up to your level. That's why it's really up to you if you want to pursue this or not. Okay, for Tarot, right? Sagittarius, sign of Archer, what they need to know next week. What they need to know next week. Sign of Archer, what they need to know next week. A lot of signs also get this about unable to walk away. Yeah, because you're unable to fully walk away from particular situation, you're gonna focus your energy next week on the work. So expect the feeling of something like I need to work, kind of like workaholic next week. So will try to bury yourself in work, so you don't need to think about this person. What you are dropping? Let me go. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it's a similar message, I feel. So this connection in the past never it always goes in circle, but yeah, you already get over them, but you still feel the sense that you're still connected towards them. Like time to time you suddenly think about them. So yeah, next week you're gonna use work as an excuse, or at least an attempt to try fully walk away from that situation. Also, you're gonna like, next week the energy is you're gonna like drop people that actually ghost you. Like if people doesn't respond your message in next 2-3 days after your last message, right, you're just gonna like drop them. Basically they're not in your contact list anymore. And you're also gonna drop people that try to have emotional distance with you, like they try to put a barrier in their emotional side, so you cannot get their emotional side. You're gonna drop them also. Okay, next is about summertime. Wow, yours is for the next 1-2 months. Yours is about cutting off your contact list. I feel around summertime there is this situation, so it's kind of like prediction. There's a situation where you're giving but you never get the return, right? You're basically gonna close off from them, and eventually you have some sort of relationship that this person not going to give you the relationship that you want, so you're gonna cut them off also. So this is probably predicting a person that already in your life, or it's going to come into your life. Anything else for next week? Yours is like more long term. Yours is about, okay, yours is about emotional. Yeah, anything that is creating a confusion into your life, anything that you feel disconnected, you're basically not gonna wait. Like in the past, maybe you wait for them to change. Now you're not gonna wait. The moment you see that, or this person create the confusion, or this person actually tried to put a barrier, or my communication with this person is actually like disconnect, doesn't make sense, you're not gonna wait like, oh, it's gonna get better like maybe in the next 2-3 weeks. In the past maybe you do that. Now I'm seeing you're not. So basically it's not going with your pace. That's it, you're out. That kind of feeling. Wow, you're also going through some sort of cold moment. Basically you're going to cut a lot of people from your contact list and okay, that's all I have for you guys for next week. Hope this helps you guys to navigate next week. If it does, please do share, like, and subscribe, and I thank you all for watching. See you guys in the next video. Bye y'all.